Hey guys, welcome back. Wishing you all a very happy new year. I'm sure we all have made some resolutions, right? So, can you please tell me what resolution you have made for 2024? Well, you can write in the comment section and let me know. Well, I'm assuming that one of the resolutions must be to learn to speak English at the earliest, right? Yes. So, guys, welcome back. I'm a communications coach and a soft skill trainer by profession, and I'm here to help you all with all your communication problems and help you speak English fluently and confidently. Yes. So, today I've come up with the topic where I'll share some do's and don'ts of learning English. Like, there are a lot of things available in the market or available on internet or available around you where you have to choose, right, which one you want to practice, which one you want to do, which format, which, routine, or there are a lot of plans available in the market, and you also come up with a plan like I'm going to listen, I'm going to read, I'm going to write, or whatever you want to do. So you come up with a plan also. So but there are lots of things in the market, so you have to choose which one is correct for you and which one suits you, right? So that is why I've come up with some do's and don'ts which will help you to analyze and understand which is right for you and which is not right for you, so that you go in the right direction to learn to speak English. Okay, so this is the topic of my discussion today. So I'm going to help you out with certain things which is important, which you have to include while you are learning to speak English, and which is not very necessary, or which is not at all necessary to include, or you just have to give that up, that habit or that thing, you have to just give it up for the sake of learning English fast and easily. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing we always think is, like, we are very scared of making mistakes, right? We feel when we want to speak to somebody, or when we want to write something on WhatsApp or Facebook or anywhere else, where we have to communicate, we feel a little shy, because we feel from inside that if I would be wrong, my sentence would be wrong, or whatever I say would be wrong, so how the other person will think. So this is the first thing which we think. We are scared, or we are afraid of making mistakes, right? And that is why that stops us from going ahead or pushing ourselves, right? That stops us then and there. So my first thing is, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are okay, and I would suggest you make mistakes. We all learn from mistakes, right? We have at some point of time, or during our early childhood, late childhood, we have learned from our mistakes, right? We have done a lot of things where we get scolded by our parents, our teachers or our neighbors as well, right? So we get scolded, and then we learn that, oh, this is wrong, so we should not do, right? So that is how we learn from our mistakes. Okay, so that is why mistakes are very important. If you not do any mistake, how will you learn, right? So mistake is very important. You can do mistakes, but one thing you have to remember, that it should not be repeated, right? One time you have done the mistake, but you make sure that next time you don't do the same mistake, then that is not acceptable, right? So during your learnings, or during the journey of learning English, you are bound to do mistakes, and you will do mistakes. But whenever somebody corrects you, or if you realize that this is wrong, this is something which I did wrong, so I have to correct it, then and there make it a point that this mistake is not repeated again. Okay, so, and it's very simple, guys. If you are making any mistake and you realize it, it's very easy to correct it then and there, and then you'll not repeat it, because it gets into your head, and it gets into your system, because you have realized it and you're doing it. So just try to remember that. And if something you're not able to remember, write it down somewhere on a sticky note or anywhere, which so that you remember that you don't make that mistake again. Okay, so this is first thing. Second one is focus on your communication, not perfection. Now, what does that mean? Now, here I'll tell you how communication works. I've already told you before many times that communication is just how you translate your thoughts to others. It's just that how easily or easily somebody is able to understand you, or how simply you have put your thoughts in simple words or in simple sentences so that others have understood that very clearly. So that is only communication. So that is why we always say that use simple sentences, use simple words, so that and don't make that sentence complex, or don't club that sentence 2-3 sentences into one, or don't say that sentence clearly, pronounce each words clearly, don't use half sentences. So these are the things which you have to make sure. So it's not about perfection, it's about how you communicate. So you have to focus on communication. And perfection is something which is, we are talking about the grammar. Okay, so you don't, when you're communicating, you don't have to think about whether you are grammatically correct or not. If you think that, a lot of things will come to your head and it will become a khichdi there, right? So there will be a chaos in your head and you won't be able to translate your thought. If you're thinking that, if you'll use is or has or have, and then you'll start thinking that, and again you're thinking that how you have to put your thought across, so it will be very difficult for you. So just say that sentence, just use that sentence, it can translate that idea, give that idea to others so that they understand. Nobody is there to judge your grammar, when they're listening to you. Okay, so but later on, of course, you have to correct yourself. You can just go through, but first you have to gain that confidence, you have to gain that fluency. So for that, it is very important that you have to focus on your communication first, not the grammar part of English. Okay, first you learn how to speak, how people speak. So when you're listening to people, when you're listening to things, you just grasp those things and start putting in your own words. Okay, those thoughts in your own words. So that will help you to focus on your communication. Okay, so please make sure that you focus on your communication first and not perfection in the beginning, at least till the time you're confident enough and fluent enough to speak English, and then you can just focus on the grammar. Grammar is very easy, it will come to you, that is okay. It's just that there's some rules which are there which you have to understand or learn, but then that's okay. Okay, another one is, don't pressurize yourself, or don't take a lot of pressure on you. Okay, so English learning takes time, any language learning takes time. It is a time bound learning process, and it is a journey. So make the journey enjoyable and make the journey fun, entertaining, and enjoy the journey. Okay, you don't necessarily have to think about okay, I have to learn it, I have to learn every single day. You don't have to think about, oh, I'm not making any progress, or where it is going, I'm not learning anything, or just don't think about it. Just go with the flow, enjoy the process. It's very necessary that you take it very seriously, but don't pressurize yourself. Seriously means, it's just that when you have dedicated your time, if you want to have to do something, you do it at that time. Okay, so that is what it is. You have to have a schedule and you practice everything. So every day you have to practice, but you don't have to take pressure that oh, I have to do it, I am not able to do it. No, as I've told you that it's very simple. Nowadays everything is on your mobile, right? Take out your mobile, entertain yourself with a movie, entertain yourself with a piece of news, or any piece of article, or any celebrity talk, or TED Talks, or podcast. Anything of your interest you can take up. You will enjoy that. It just have to be in English. So that is the environment you are creating for yourself to learn English. Okay, and you will enjoy that. You will get to know a lot of things. Okay, And it's just that, and after that you just have to translate it or summarize it in your own words, which will help you. It will be a speaking practice and a listening practice as well. Okay, so don't pressurize yourself. Take it lightly, take it seriously, but take it lightly at your heart. Yes, and enjoy the process. Okay, another one is don't overthink. Now, what we all do, we are born or brought up in an environment where we overthink. Okay, we have this pressure of the society, that what people will think about us, what they will, if I don't know English, or if somebody gets to know that I am not able to speak in English, or I am not very fluent in English, then what they will think. Okay, or anything of such sort. There are a lot of things which we feel pressure about. Okay, if we are not good in studies, then we have that pressure. The parents also say, such uncle or so auntie will come, what I'll tell them, right? You are not good in English, or you're not good in maths, you have failed in maths, you have failed in science. So this is the pressure which we are brought up with. Okay, but here I would say, don't overthink. Don't let these thoughts come to your head at any point of time. You have to enjoy the process. You have to take it easily. You have to take it seriously, but you have to take it easily. Okay, and it's just that you can practice on your own. You can go and practice outside in a restaurant or at a mall or anywhere else where people speak English. You can practice with those people. You can practice with if you can practice it online as well. On WhatsApp, you start messaging your friend in English. You use Facebook, you start chatting with your friends on Facebook in English. So these are the ways, small ways where you can start practicing. Okay, talk to your friend in English, talk to your colleague in English, talk to somebody who also wants to learn English. So get a speaking partner and start practicing that. Okay, so it's not difficult. So that is why don't overthink. Choose the best way which is feasible and possible for you within your comfort zone and start doing it. There are lots of things available now. You can always do that. Okay, it's not very difficult nowadays. What you have to do every single day is, first one is stay focused. Yes, you have to stay focused and positive. Okay, don't give up. You have to have an attitude where you have to think positively. You have to work on your strengths, not weaknesses. You have to think what is positive about it. When you're learning to speak English, you have to think why you are learning to speak. You have to set a goal. You have to think about that goal, like why you want to achieve this, why you want to do this. That will keep you motivated. Okay, if you want to make a good career, if you want to enter an IT industry, if you want to get into something sales job, so that those things will motivate you. Oh, I want to get into this MNC. I have to make sure that my English is good enough that I can crack the interview. Okay, or if you are working, you can say, oh, I want to be a business analyst, or if I want to be a manager, so that I have to work on my English so that I can manage the client, speak to the client, I can manage the team, and I can communicate well so that I can be a manager, okay, with the team and the client. So those goals you have to put for yourself, and this will help you to stay focused. Okay, and the other thing also is to stay focused is you have to set a routine, you have to set a plan, come up with a plan, you have to set up a timetable. Yeah, we used to go to school, we had a timetable, right? College, when we used to go to college, we also used to have a timetable. So we used to have a timetable also, like which day what we are going to practice, or what we are going to do. Because of course when you come back home, if you have 15-20 minutes or half an hour, you want to practice English, so then you will think like what to do today. Okay, in spite of that, you just put up a routine on a sticky note or something. You just put up like tomorrow what you are going to do, which activity you are going to perform. So there are lots of things you can choose, and you can practice it every single day. So for a week you make a routine, or every one day before you just write and keep it there, so that tomorrow when you come, and it's easier for you to start doing it. Okay, so set a timetable, set a routine and a time frame as well. Okay, and this will help you to stay focused. Trust me on this. Another one is daily speaking practice. Now, this is very important. You have to practice English daily, whether it is offline or online. Now, online, as I told you, like, Facebook, WhatsApp, there are lots of, apps there, Instagram, Twitter. Start using those networking platforms. Start chatting with people in English. Get a speaking partner, as I told you. Get somebody, your friend or a colleague or somebody who wants to speak in English or wants to learn in English or who is better in English, and just speak to them that I am also trying to practice and I'm working on my English, so if you can help me. So get hold of somebody and start practicing that. So that is what, online or offline, anybody you can pick up and just start practicing English, because practice is very important. You know everything, you can speak on your own, you're practicing it at home, jam sessions, you're doing mirror talk, you're doing recording yourself, you're coming up with a mini vlog and everything you're doing. But when you're talking to somebody, you feel nervous. So that is why you have to take a step ahead. Start speaking to somebody over phone, or when you meet them, you start speaking to them. So you have to have a speaking partner as well, and try to increase that the difficulty level. Like if you're talking to one person, start talking to 2 people, 3 people, and gradually you start doing it. This will help you to have confidence and will add to your fluency as well. Okay, another one is track your progress. Now you have to track your progress. That is very important, guys. Now, how you will track your progress, right? So it's very easy. As I told you that you have to record yourself. Okay, so when you record yourself every single day, when you record yourself, if after a week or 2 days, after 3 days, when you come and start looking at your recordings and listening to it, you will get to know what progress you have made and where you are falling short of, whether it is confidence or fluency, or whether you are not able to make sentences, or whether you are not able to pronounce words, or whether you are not able to get ideas. So you will understand when you look at your recordings, right? So that is why recording is very important. You have to record yourself, and so that you can track your progress and understand how you are progressing, whether you are progressing or not. That is very important. Okay, if you're not progressing, you have to step up. Okay, you have to be more aggressive. That's it. So you'll get to know how you have to practice, or how much effort you have to put in. Okay, and how your learning process is going on. That is just like we get the results, we give the exams and we get the results, and we get to know, right, what is our progress. So recording is your result, where you'll get to know how much progress you have made. It's just that. Okay, the last one is be consistent. Yes, this is very important, guys. Whenever you're doing something, for example, if you have joined a gym, if you have joined any course, or any classroom program, or any online course, or a coaching institute, or for that matter a skating, you want to learn skating or judo, or judo karate, or any swimming, anything for that matter, you have to go to the classes 3 days a week, or 4 days a week, or 2 days a week, whatever you have. So you have to be consistent, you have to go there, right? It's not that in one day you will learn, and then maybe after a week or 10 days I'll get time, and then I'll go and then I'll learn again. No, you have to be consistent, right? 3 days a week, if it is there, you have to be there 3 days in a week, right? If it is if some course or something is for 5 days a week, you have to be present for 5 days a week. Otherwise you will miss out, right? Whatever classes is there, whatever module is there, you will not able to pick up, right? So you have to go, you have to learn that on that day. So that is why you have to be consistent. You have to come up with a plan, you have to come up with a timetable, you have to dedicate that time to English, and you have to make sure you are doing it correctly and properly. I would suggest here, come up with a timetable, start listening practice and speaking practice. Listening plus speaking is something which will help you to learn English or learn to speak English fluently and confidently. So for listening, you can choose anything for that matter. You can watch a movie, you can watch a podcast, you can watch a TED talk, you can watch a comedy show, a sports commentary, and so on and so forth. Many things you can do, right? And then you can start speaking also, as I told you, whenever you watch something, try to summarize it in your own words. It will be very quick, that will be in your head, right? You have just watched something and you can just you have to just translate it in your own words or replicate it in your own words. That is not very difficult, guys. And by the time you're doing it, you just record yourself. That's it. Nothing else you have to do. In between, if you want to take 5 minutes or 2 minutes to jot down the ideas, you are free to do that, so that your recording will be a little more effortless and flawless. It will be easier for you to get the ideas and speak up. Okay, and try to record it 2 or 3 times, maybe, if you have the time or if you're comfortable with. Otherwise, you try to just jot down some ideas and then start speaking. So it will be easier for you to build those ideas and come up with more and more sentences on it. Okay, so that will help you. So guys, these are the 8 points which I have spoken about, which are do's and don'ts, which you have to take care. If you'll take care of that, definitely you're going to learn English in a very easy, fun and entertaining way and effortlessly. It will not be there in your head or mind that oh my god, I have to study English. You don't have to study English. You just get rid of that mindset. Okay, you don't have to study. You just have to dedicate some time to listen to English language and just practice. That's it. You don't have to study. It is not a subject which you're studying. Okay, you have studied English in your classes. It's the time where you have to speak. Okay, not study. So that is why you just practice listening and speaking simultaneously. It will help you and you will get fluent and confident in no time. Hope you like my idea. See you next time. Bye bye.